tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into Bitcoin?
Okay, thank you. Uh, I would say I'm a youth activist and I like developing young people. I like working on young people. So since 2005, I've been working on a youth project. Um, I've done series of youth projects in IT, in activism work, like social works. So last year, December, I had the opportunity by a friend who invited me to the Bitcoin African conference. So I went there, I saw Jack, and after the first day, a friend of mine,
Now,
the person,
Jack,
yes,
when you say Jack, this is
Jack,
Jack Dorsey,
Jack,
right?
Jack Dorsey, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So my friend even asked me to take a picture with him, and I took a picture with him. Then after that day, my friend, that's Prince Akbar, he actually asked me to talk to Herman of Bitcoin Legacy. So I did spoke with him and I told him I love to do a lot of, or I've been doing a lot of social works and I would love to actually have something to do with Bitcoin. And he said that would be good. He asked me what I could do after the conference, that if I get back home, I should start something for him to see. So I got back and I tried to do one or two styles, but I didn't get it right. So he started coaching me from then, and he even sent a supervisor who should be a coach to me to be working on me. That's Bitcoin calories, Kumi. So he's been coming to my place to watch me and also teach me what I should be doing at what time. And because I'm used to organizing events and programs, I only got to understand the Bitcoin, how it gives freedom. And once I got that, then I just got into it. And it just fits into every other organizational work that I've been doing. So that's what I've been doing with the Bitcoin. And that's how I got to know Bitcoin. And that's how I got into it so far.
Wow, man, that's awesome. That's actually a really kind of express trip to like getting involved in Bitcoin. You said you met Jack in December and you went to the conference last year. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, in December.
And then you got in touch with Bitcoin. It's called Ekasi. Ekasi?
Yes, Bitcoin Legacy from South
Ekasi,
Africa.
South
Yeah.
Africa. And they've got their sort of, it's almost like a youth program, kind of circular economy. Is that what's going on there?
Yes. So that's what is going on in Bitcoin Legacy. So we also pick up a Bitcoin circular economy working on. And I think so far, because that has been my area of liberating people even without Bitcoin. So coming in, it's just a free expression for me to just continue what I love to do most. And it's just picking up naturally.
That's amazing. So could you tell me what you do with the kids, like in general, just with your work?
Yeah. Uh, Now, what I'm doing with the kids, it's then also need to understand the Bitcoin, what it is. Is it just something that is fiction that people talk about, or is something that is real? So we have a Bitcoin book that is from Bitcoin Kids that we are going that we are using. That's chapter after chapter, and we explore the chapters of the books after we go through it. we try to exhaust it for them to understand the concept behind the book, which is also the reality of Bitcoin. So we do such discussion after we exhaust a chapter of it and try to apply, try to do something naturally with that too in application wise to see how it works. And so far, so good. I think they've been amazing. And each day or each time that we have the class, we actually reward them as well. And we move them to shops that we onboarded to actually try it and see if it works. And most of them now even use it for credits. So it means it's real that they can use Bitcoin in their daily lives, irrespective of where they find themselves.
So when you say credits, do you mean like phone credits or
Phone credit.
phone credit? Yeah. And so they can is it
make
quite
calls.
easy for them to convert the Bitcoin to phone credit?
Yes,
Yeah.
certainly.
They can do it on a mobile or at a store.
Yes, on the mobile phone.
On a mobile.
That's
And these
using my computer.
and what sort of lives do these kids have? Like what sort of circumstances are they in?
Yeah, we live in an area where what every parent does is mostly is weaving, and they do petty trading. So because our place is not much of a commercial activity place, so livelihood is a bit difficult. So these kids come in, they get that, and it helps them to actually begin to even have something that they can put themselves together in terms of what they could eat. They use that to buy food. So that also makes them to have uh, the will to study, because if you're hungry, you can't really do any other thing apart from to go and look for food. So this also comes in as an opportunity for them to have some spendable money with them, which is Bitcoin, and they know where to go to buy their food whenever they are hungry. And it also makes them to like have a relaxed mind to stick to their studies.
Yeah, cool. Sorry if I seem a little bit distracted. I've just got my son here. It's early in the morning and he's woken up. So um, just 1 second.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tricky when you're talking to someone on the other side of the world to find the best time. Um, uh, yeah, cool. So, what would you say is sort of like what's the currency there?
We use Ghana Cedi.
And is I imagine there's it's probably a fair bit of inflation compared to say the
Yeah.
US dollar.
It's actually performing badly against the US dollar. So the fluctuation is always on.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
with the help of Bitcoin, the fluctuation, and you always so with a Bitcoin, it helps you stabilize your finances because it holds itself just like the dollar is. So you don't have to struggle.
Yeah, right. So for people like for people that you're, you're helping or inspiring, something
Yeah.
like Bitcoin is actually it does feel more stable than your currency.
Yes, certainly, because you match the Bitcoin with the dollar, you realize you have Bitcoin, you have a stable dollar, or you have real dollars with you. And at any time you want to spend in your local currency, you as well have no problem with it.
Yeah, cool.
So,
So with this space, you've done the fundraiser on Giza Fund or Geyser Fund. I'm not sure what people call it, but that's done pretty well. I think you've almost got to your milestone, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
So
and sorry, so and I saw you installed electricity the other day. So
yes.
where is it at now, and what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks?
Okay, good. Uh, we've gotten the center connected to electricity. And what is going to happen there is that we actually want to start a coding project with our students that are with us. We believe starting a coding project would open their minds and they could start doing projects on their own once they lead them to understand how projects are done and what they could do with the coding. So that is why it is urgent for us to get a center in shape to actually get things going. So now we get electricity stored. Now we have to put table and chairs. Now, after the table and chairs, we have to get some few machines to start that project.
And
So
so
that's how, yeah.
do the funds? How far are the funds? Will the funds get you?
Yeah, so far the fund is able to get us the electricity. We are able to work on the floor of the facility. That's the room. Then we are as well trying to tile. The fund will as well take us to at least tile the room. Yes. So far that is where that fund that we've raised will take us to.
Okay. So the fund won't. So on top of that, you'll need to, and you've mentioned this in the Discord. You'll need to get some computers. That's what you're looking for. Um, yeah, and also we also talked about some Android phones as well. Do the kids have any phones themselves?
No. So what we only do is that Bitcoin Legacy or Herman have been helping out with some sats that we give them during classes. Whenever they come to class, we give them at least $2 that they use to actually take care of themselves. So in a month, we give them that is twice in a month.
And then where do they store that?
They store that on their phones.
Oh, so they do have phones.
Yes, they do have phones. They do
What
have phones.
what type of phones are they?
Analog.
Analog phones. Okay, so as in just um,
Yeah,
basic phones with a keypad and
that's
a
it.
simple screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, yeah. Interesting. So on the Discord, we've got Kieran, who's K Man. Um,
Yeah.
he was talking about um, a little project to get some Android phones over there. He's also a really good person to talk to, and maybe we can jump on a call sometime, because he's been teaching primary school students about Bitcoin for about 10 years.
Okay.
So he does, his daily life is sort of running a little space in the school for learning about computers, learning about Bitcoin, sort of playing games to learn about Bitcoin as well. So and I think he said that they might even look at building a little website for you guys. But yeah, at some stage it'd be good to maybe have a call as well, just to maybe Kieran could sort of mentor you in that way, maybe a little bit.
That would be great.
So have you been down to Ekasi in South Africa, or
No,
no?
not yet. Not yet.
Would you?
I started my project not quite long, but just that I'm speeding up because I'm already into activities.
Yeah,
So yeah, I believe after this year, I should be able to make some trips to see what is happening at other places. Yes.
it sounds like
And
you're kind of a very active person anyway, organizing events and stuff like that.
certainly so, certainly so. And I have on the 23rd and 24th of August, I would be having a football gala where I'm looking at 6 teams coming together to play a Bitcoin gala, where we will share some sats with them for them to also have a feel and spend it with our merchants, so that the whole community get lit up with our activities to know this is getting real.
So how big is your town?
Uh, our town, we are having a population of that should be 30,000 people.
Okay, so
About
that's
30 people.
probably pretty small for Ghana, but it's
Yes.
pretty big for Australia, for a town.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So, um, uh, what was I going to ask? Um, yeah. So about the farming, I notice you've started
Yes.
doing some farming. What's the plan there?
Yeah. So the farm, this is my first time also venturing into the farm, and I'm loving it as well. Uh, I'm quite an active person, so any space that I find that I could spend my time there to do something, I love to get into it. And the farm, I have 17 plots of land that I decided to get into irrigation farming to farm vegetables. So I'm currently doing lettuce, beetroot, and sweet pepper. So and I'm having about 3 farm attendants. One person is a supervisor and 2 are attendants. And I got them also onboarded. And closer to the farm, I have a food vendor that I have also onboarded as a merchant. And daily, the guys get to the farm. After the farm, they go there to eat their food and they get back home. So it's a project that I feel would also fulfill the circular economy with Bitcoin as we want it. So it's a success story so far at that place. And I strongly believe others within that community would also begin to want to have a feel of it.
Yeah, right. So how many merchants at the moment have you got on board? Just the one,
So
or?
far, no. So far, in all, I'm having about 7 merchants. Yes.
Wow.
But yes, which I hope to get more involved, but I need to get more activities into the system for people to have a feel of what Bitcoin is all about. If the story is going, then more people would love to have a feel.
Yeah. Have you managed to get those merchants on, do you know the BTC map?
Yeah, when I started somewhere in February, March, I got two of the merchants. That's Sadie's Kitchen, and I also got Chili's Restaurant. But I think they've done some modifications to the BTC map. So the new people that I'm onboarding, I need to get all of them on the map again. Yeah, but so far I think those are the two that I had on the map, the BTC map.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you could let me know the specifics about those, because I'm not sure if you know, but BTC Map uses OpenStreetMap data. So it's an open database
Okay.
that anyone can edit. It's like Wikipedia for maps. And so you
Okay.
just need an account to edit that, and it's a little bit technical, but I can certainly help you with that if you need to update a location or something, because BTC Map just uses that data. Yeah.
Okay. That'll be
Um,
good.
that's cool. That's cool. So the farm project, was that something that had started before you
No,
coming into Bitcoin? No, you started
no.
that as well. So
Yes.
you're just a project maker. You just make projects, make things. You don't
Yes.
stop.
No. Actually, that's who I am. I love doing things. I love making things happen. So once and I like taking risk. Let me say so.
Yeah, yeah. And what do your friends and family think?
Well, so far I think they are happy for me because I used to do a lot of projects without even getting any support. Yet I got to do them. But here I am now doing what I love doing, and Bitcoin is assisting. And there's nothing that could be more better, and nothing that could be more happy, make me more happier than what I'm getting from Bitcoin.
That's awesome, man. That's really
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
yeah,
I've done a
sorry.
lot of projects. I've done a lot of projects, which at the program I could put together over 2,500 people for a whole week to carry out a program.
Mm,
Yet I no assistant. I have to do it on my own and all that. But if today Bitcoin is in helping me out, it means I could do more. That is why I'm not resting. That is why I'm just out doing what I can do best because I'm getting support.
that's really cool. And I think it helps that you're able to document it. Like
Yes.
the posts that you do on social media, the photos. I think that really helps as well, because it's great to do a project, and it's great to be able to lift people up. But if you can't share it at all, especially with the Bitcoin community, because it is still sort of it's a global community, but it's still a reasonably small, close community. Uh, and a lot of people know each other, or you know like on social media. So it is good that you're able to share those photos. So keep doing that. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, the one question I did have was, like, why youth? Why youth activism? Like, what motivates you in that way? Why is it important to you? Why does it? Yeah, what motivates you?
Okay. Thank you. I don't know, but since I was growing up, when I was growing up as a kid, in class 4, something that just struck me. I had my grandfather who was a head teacher, and he worked for government. So he went on pension at my age 6 or so, and I was in class 4. Then whenever we are going to school, I saw him always in the house, and I thought he's been alone, and he still could have used that time to be productive. And I see that, and I ask myself, is that how I also grow to be? So since then, there was a different side of me that was asking those questions and answering it. So I was trying to find answers to start feeling. So I started going into things to find out what could help me. How can I be useful in every day, and how can I be part of people's life, making their life better? So each day makes me unravel how I could get to people, how I could support them, how I could make my community become better. So these things actually are my motivating factors. They keep motivating me to just go out there and achieve and do something, not for myself, but for people, to just feel good, to just feel belong. And people should just also see the world as a fair place to compete on any grounds. And mine is to open the opportunity for them to be able to do that. So that's what kept me going.
That's really cool. And now you have Bitcoin to help you as well.
Great. That has been the
It's
perfect thing that's ever happened to me.
it's really cool. And no one's, there's no permission. No one's controlling that. It's just Bitcoin.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was unable to actually get support because they ask for, when you want to get other programs funding, they ask for a lot of documents. You prepare this, you have to show this, you have to, even with proof of work, you can't get support. But with Bitcoin, with proof of work, you are cool to go. They know you are a doer, you are doing it, and every evidence is showing, pointing to it. I have worked with people who, or I have partnered with people who actually went for World Bank funding and all that. What we do in our activities, they have never even done half, yet they get huge funding, and I have never even had one.
Yeah.
And here I am, even though Bitcoin has not seen those great works that I have done, but with the little that I have done, they are in helping out, pushing me forward. They are only encouraging me and telling me that I have the opportunity now to help my people to be themselves, to be real, to also face the world without hope and challenge the world as it is, and be innovative and creative to get the world running.
And your situation's so different to someone like me. I'm in Australia, in Melbourne. It's a very, very high income country. We're very privileged. We don't have to worry about day to day, finding a meal. We're worrying about things like, can I find a better job, a better pay, or
Yeah.
things like that. And Bitcoin, for people in Australia, it's a bit more abstract, because the Australian dollar is pretty much pegged to the US dollar. It's very stable.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a lot of resources, natural resources in Australia. So we, we do a lot of mining. We export a lot. We just have a lot of money, and we also have a stable government. So Bitcoin is not. It's very hard for people to understand that Bitcoin is real here.
Okay.
Whereas in Ghana, and what you're doing, and what you understand is that Bitcoin is real. It's just a tool, but it's a real thing.
Yes.
So the kids that you're talking to, and I'm sure they understand that, or they're getting to understand it. In Australia, it's much more difficult. So it's a very different situation. I think in places like Ghana, the adoption and the understanding will be probably easier and quicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you're actually the majority, like your
Yes.
situation and your town's situation and the kids. That's
Yeah.
actually the majority of the world. Most people are like that. It's just the rich countries are the ones on social media and showing their, their
Yeah.
their lives. So it's really cool to hear your story, because I think you're going to inspire a lot of other towns and other people in Africa and probably in Asia and lots of other places. And yeah, from Unspent Space, we're really, really excited to support you guys, because in Melbourne we don't really have our space yet, but we're dreaming about it. And some of us are software developers, some of us are teachers, so we can help you as well. So that's cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries, man.
And we we so much, we just want to affect lives positively. And I told you last, every penny that, or every little thing that we are given, we'll make a use of it, and you will see the work that it is doing. And when we are done with the center, I believe the evidence in the life of the kids and a lot of people would prove what your donations would be doing to people. I
Yeah.
dream of having a system in my community where we can actually have a chain of engineers, chain of people that are developers in different fields, that we can use such things to solve our local problems, and also look at how they could be used outside for us to get revenue, or revenue that comes to develop our place as well. So we can only build our human resource to be able to attract such financials to ourselves.
Yeah. Hey, I was just thinking, maybe to bring it around full circle, maybe on Nostr, on your Nostr account, you could tag Jack, because Jack
Okay.
is on Nostr a lot, and
Okay.
tag him and just say, hey, it was great, it was great to meet you. Maybe you didn't remember me, but this is where we're at. I'm sure he'd love to see it, to see what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Cool, man. Well, thanks a lot. I'm just gonna try to pronounce your name again. Mawufemor.
Yeah.
Mawufemor.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time, and
My pleasure.
we'll stay in touch. And yeah, looking forward to seeing things develop over the next the next few weeks and months.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. It's a pleasure talking to you.